Okay, so we know that humans are made up of everything on the periodic tables of elements. And to make it even more specific, there are biological elements that must also be made aware of, because there is a periodic table of elements for biology, and there are periodic table elements for chemistry. Well, biology is chemistry, biochemistry, but we know how compartmentalized the world is, as well as myself, and so I'm even removing the programming of compartmentalization and also identifying that, yeah, the periodic tables has everything, but it's not just like heavy metals, and it's not just clouds and gases like stuff. There's acid gases that humans are also made up of. And so the 20 elements of biology is hydrogen, helium, lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, neon, sodium, magnesium, aluminum, silicon, phosphorus. And so humans are made up of electrical impulses, matters, gases, and acids. And then, yeah, the electrical impulses are from the hydra that are made up of all the biological elements. And you have 39 trillion microbial hydra that are completely diverse, have so many different possibilities of talents and intelligence and all of that. Then you have 30 trillion human cells that also are alive and full of hydra and microbial talents and intelligence. And there's also the infrastructure. There are things that it needs to build to maintain its own existence and comfort level. And so your body has things like a chair in it that is the infrastructure and the needs and the wants of your microbial life. So you as a human with a chair and a table and a computer and a TV and all that stuff, well, you think about in your body, you have microbial life that has developed resources to make their life easy and entertaining and useful. Okay? And so, I mean, breaking things down to the trillions, and I mean, I never asked Google like how many microbial cells are in a human body. I never asked Google how many microbes or how many human cells are there in a body and how many are run by microbes. I mean, these are specific questions that if you know what you're talking about and you ask them, Google will give you the answer. But if you don't know enough to even ask the questions, then you will only know one side of the world, and the rest of the side of the world you will be completely blinded to. And so if less than half of the human cells are human, then what makes up the rest of the human? It's the microbial world, also known as the immortal hydra, with different nutritional needs, influencing moods, affecting health, are the other half. And so with 30 trillion human cells, 39 trillion microbial cells are what runs us and gives us the life, the talents, and memories, and innovation. And so the 39 trillion microbial cells are the CEOs and the infrastructure of a company spitting out widgets called human cells and their environment with usable resources and tools to live. Both the acids and elements from the periodic table of elements develop the human. The deoxynucleic acid. Okay, acid is like a gas. And there's specific pHs to these acids and gases. And that's why, so a gas is determined to be acid or not after it's mixed with water. So when you think about it, when you're releasing methane, that's a byproduct of the microbes in your body releasing pressure. So if you stop farting and you stop processing, then you don't release the energy, and you're afraid to fart, you're afraid to poop, you're afraid to yell and scream if you need to, you're afraid to do anything that releases the pressure and the gases, and that builds up, and that then also becomes something that works against you. And so a gas is determined to be acidic or not after it's mixed with water. The pH scale ranges from 0 to 14. Anything above 7 is basic, while anything below 7 is acidic. Water has a neutral pH of 7, so once a gas is mixed with water, if the resulting mixture has a pH of less than 7, it means it's an acidic gas. So when everyone's all focusing on alkaline and acidic, Alkaline, you gotta be totally alkaline. You can't be so acidic. Well, fuck, your DNA is goddamn acidic. What the hell are you supposed to be? Why are you determining how alkaline and how acidic are you supposed to be? And that's how the holistic industry and all of their fucked up programming of depopulation has messed with so many people who are so concerned with how acidic they are and how, alkaline they are. And so anything above 7 is basic. So does that mean alkaline? I mean, is basic alkaline? Well, of course it is. Yeah, alkaline. Okay, so you want people to be fucking basic? I mean, that's the thing. When people are like, oh, I gotta be alkaline, I can't be so acidic. And then you look at them and they weigh next to nothing. They're the ones that don't eat the meat. They don't eat anything that's acidic. But wait, isn't their DNA an acid? Isn't ribonucleic acid an acid? Isn't gases needed to keep the human alive? And you have these, these vegan and vegetarians or these breatharians who are so afraid of acid, and yet they are acid. They are supposed to be a lot of acid and also be a little bit alkaline. But you can't be the one to dose yourself and determine how much acid and how much alkaline. You have to fluctuate with the environment, and the environment can be pretty acid sometimes, and the environment can be very alkaline, and then you have to also fluctuate with that. But you don't dose yourself. You don't say, oh, I got to be more alkaline and start then take away all the acids and starving yourself. That's what goes on in the holistic industry with those that are on their diets and those that are afraid to eat any kind of food because they're afraid to feel uncomfortable, and so they are wasting away to nothing. But yeah, I mean, when you think about physics and science and biology, and then all the words they have you use as a way to depopulate yourself, and then you're so concerned with the kind of food you're eating. Holy God, that is a psychological depopulation. And this has been in the makings for fucking years. This rolled out within at least the last 20 years when you think about it. Ever since at least 2000, 2001, I'm sure all the organic people back in the 1960s and 70s were starting that whole thing. But, before the 1960s and the 1950s, before that was 1940s. That was like World War II. Was anyone thinking about is alkaline and acidic and organic and GMO? Were they thinking about that in World War II? No, they're just trying to fucking survive and, contribute to the cause and make widgets for the big companies, the defense industry. And so 1950s was like, oh yeah, finally we're out of World War II. Now it's about procreation, and massive experiments, Operation Paperclip, all that stuff. Were they thinking about alkaline and acidic? No. But the scientists knew if they were going to try to control the population, they had to have people think that acidic was bad and alkaline was good. And that if you took away all the acidic stuff in your food supply, then all your alkaline, then you're just basic, then yeah, you waste away to nothing. You turn into a fucking vegetable. See, oh, jeez. When you discover how all this stuff works, you just like, geez, like all the programming, all of that programming just gets peeled back and fall away and fall away and fall away. And it's everything is in the words that you use. And so all these companies that are making you test your water for alkaline and acidic and acidic stuff, whatever, like all the Kangen water. Oh, you gotta have it, up the alkalinity on here and less the acid. Okay. What? I just say, just use tap water. Fucking use tap water. You don't need Kangen water. You don't need purified water. You don't even need all those water machines that are being sold left and right from the holistic. But then when I say holistic through my talk to text, you know what it comes out? HOLOCAUST. It's a Freudian stuff. When I say holistic, CAUST. Then I have to go and correct it because I don't want to have the word holocaust, Nah. And so, yeah, 1945 just morphed into something a little bit different. No, you're not getting what happened over there in AUSCHWITZ, but you have your own, way of destroying yourself. It's through psychology. That's why Germany is way ahead of their time. Or Europe, Italy, England, they knew how to use psychology against a population that doesn't know any better. So me being raised by a psychologist and by, being raised, a Jewish mystic, so to speak, you get the inside knowledge of this shit. Not that they were telling me how this was going, but when you live it and you see it and you know how it's used on you, and then when things seem familiar, when 2019 came around and 2020 and everyone was on lockdown, and I'm like, hey, this is fucking great. I love it. I've been here before. Why does it seem so familiar? And everyone's freaking out. And here I was raised with being in my room in isolation for fucking years. And that's what now is going on with the population. They don't like the isolation. So that they freak out and they go out there and then... So, yeah. All right, I'm going to go. Bye.